Hey everybody, it is Christine Ernst, the Fat Ass Cancer Bitch, coming to you from the Cozy Writing Cottage in Sandwich, Massachusetts. It's Saturday, September 9th. Happy weekend, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I have a show this Friday night at Wellfleet Preservation Hall at 7 p.m. The show's called Bite Me, because I say that a lot. You get a cookie, you get a free magnet. I wear a hot dog suit for the very beginning. I'll make you laugh, I'll make you think. There's no intermission, it's not that long. Come down and see me. It'll be a good show. And that's my last Bite Me show for the year. And then I have holiday shows coming up at the Cultural Center on November 30th and at Wellfleet Harbor Actors Theater on December 1, 2, and 3. More on that in a future installment of my weekly video podcasty thing. So this week I went out to breakfast with my beautiful friend Susan, which you're going to hear about in a moment. And because of it, I got to thinking about an old job that I had. My very first job and that wonderful staff. I never finished college, so this was kind of like college for me. And it was a store called Booksmith at the Dedham Mall. And I'm still friends with some folks on Facebook because of it. Marcus and Jackie and Becca, dear Rick, died last year, and I reached out to Greg, that I haven't seen in 35 years. I found him on Facebook. Greg, if you're watching this, it's so good to see you. You haven't changed. His photos, he looks as adorable and cute and sweet as he was when he was 18 and a clerk at that store. I don't know, what was your first wonderful job? So let's hear more about that right now. This piece is called Breaking Silence. So breakfast for the two of us was $53 with the tip. I had 2 poached eggs with English muffin and a side of grits. Susan had 2 eggs scrambled, wheat toast, bacon, side of French toast, sausage, and fresh fruit. Up charges for the dark roast coffee. Up charges for the English muffin, for the real maple syrup, extra butter, and some cream cheese. Also upcharge for the sausage patty instead of link. Upgrades, the server said with a smile. Granted, it was a very big breakfast. Susan always did eat like a lumberjack, but still, $53. When I had my first real job when I was 20 in a bookstore at the Dedham Mall and planning a wedding instead of being in college, 37 years ago, once a week for a treat, I would go to breakfast at Woolworth's, also in the mall. I felt so sophisticated at that counter. It was poached eggs and English, even then, with a black coffee to go, so sophisticated. With the tip, my weekly treat was $3. I loved that job. Creaky wooden floors with a ladder on a rail that ran around the perimeter of the store to reach the high shelves. The beautiful honey-colored bookcases. The sweet little kids section tucked in the back. The microfiche machine, the magazines, the Moody Blues, James Taylor, Jethro Tull soundtrack, the smell of books and ink and oak. 1986, I am coming back from Woolworth's with my black coffee to go. My boss is in tears and says the space shuttle has just exploded. Some of us run to the Sears across the mall to watch the news coverage on the TVs for sale. And the bookstore staff wears black armbands for a week. 1986, 2 men come to the store, one so sick, so thin and frail there are sores on his jaw, on his neck. His friend walks slowly beside him down the aisles. It seems a pilgrimage, a last day out. I have never seen a person with AIDS before. 1986, my grandmother's best friend, Fran Downey, comes into the bookstore like a movie star every week to buy an issue of Ladies' Home Journal or Red Book or scandalously Cosmopolitan. She is always dressed in a trim suit and Spectator pumps and red lipstick. Her hair, a permanent Anita Bryant bouffant. Sometimes she comes in holding her ancient Pekingese named Ping Pong. She only ever had Pekingese dogs, and they were all named Ping Pong, which was interesting because her nickname was Miss Ding Dong. She will give me an ironing board at my wedding shower. 1986, the groundbreaking book, Lesbian Nuns, Breaking Silence, is published. A shocking, truly shocking, at that time, expose of the Catholic Church, especially in a suburb of Boston. Just one beginning of the great reveal, at a time when the word lesbian was whispered. We don't know where to put it, this book. We won't have a gay studies shelf for another 5 years, or a women's studies half shelf for another 10. But half the staff is gay, all closeted, of course. We all know but never discuss it, and somehow it is not weird that the cis staff all have fiancés and spouses. The gay staff are all loners and bachelors. So do we put the book in religion with the Bibles and C.S. Lewis? In psychology near Dr. Ruth and Nancy Friday? How about biography, political science, current events? Maybe it should go in erotica with the pulpy paperback novels, or we could keep it behind the register counter where we keep the copies of Penthouse and Playboy. We are not even joking. We seriously discussed creating a generic nonfiction section, but that would wreak havoc on our index card inventory system. Unbelievably, in the end, in 1986, when shuttles are exploding and gay men are dying, and I receive an ironing board as a wedding gift, and James Taylor is singing The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, the staff of Booksmith in the Dedham Mall next to Brigham's across from Tom McCann, as a group, we decide to shelve the book Lesbian, Nuns in the occult section, next to the astrology books and Chariots of the Gods and the Amityville Horror. 1986. This is how culturally clueless and inept we are. Were, I hope, a staff of 10 smart people, booksellers, liberal, very intelligent people. Some of us are actually hippies, but we are stumped, utterly stumped by the intersectionality of sex and religion and gender and feminism and basic human rights. 37 years later, breakfast is $53. Space travel is still ridiculously dangerous. But folks don't die of AIDS anymore so much. And my daughter, who graduated from college, is married to a woman named Milena. And the word lesbian is sort of quaint and old-fashioned now. I think of that moment so often, though. The staff huddled around the work counter at the back of the store when I was 20 years old, all of us trying so hard to figure out where to put that book, as if it were an alien artifact. We talked about it in hushed tones, handled it like a live grenade, decided as a group upon a dumb compromise and put it in the wrongest section, and yet it became a bestseller. Locally, anyway. People found it and bought it and read it, as fucked up as it was, as our choice was. This gives me such hope. What confounds us now? What are we overthinking? What are we not yet evolved enough to comprehend? What good human thing will persist, prevail, come true, despite our best intentions? I was such a baby. I was living with my parents, being engaged. I would bank most of my paycheck so that it covered my car payment and my car insurance. I would go out to breakfast once a week, and I would basically spend the rest at the other end of the mall at Tello's. Remember Tello's? Or at TJ Maxx on clearance. I thought I was such a grown-up. What were you doing in 1986, my beautiful friends? Have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you can, come and see the show on Friday. I would love to see you. Be well. Remember that you can come as you are and that you are beloved. Can you see those signs up there? Come as you are. You are beloved. And you are welcome. Lesbian nuns breaking silence. Go break some silence this weekend. Go shout some truth. Piss some people off. Push forward. Make a difference. Be feisty. Have a good time. See you next week.